Hello guys, welcome in this video. Now let's start the rendering process, and the first thing that we are going to achieve is the rendering of our ocean. And here is the ocean shaders. Surely this is not fully rendered, but we will just get this we are just going to get this result in this video. So let me start. Here is the start scene, and I will just tell you what I've done here. I have just loaded the final mesh in this node, and I've loaded the white water in this node, and this is the Olympic load and the navy plane that I've used in my simulation. Those are just copied from the simulation scene, and actually I've copied my camera here from the scene as well. This is the camera that I will use in my rendering. Actually, my ocean is extended now, or my mesh is extended, so I will have an infinite looking ocean. If you just see here in the render view, we have an infinite looking ocean in the camera. Okay. Also, let me add this from scratch. I've added this environment light, and in this environment light we can load our HDRI, which I will just keep, or I will just attach with my course files. This HDR is this HDR is commercial. Yeah, it can be used commercially, and it's free. I don't remember where I have downloaded this. I've just changed the intensity of my light here, of this environment light, to 0.75 in order to make it less intense and less bright. I've also turned this light exposure to 1. Okay. Then in the transform tab, I've rotated it 360 degrees in the y direction. Actually, this is the basic load of our stuff, and we are just going to do these two things here. So now, before we do anything, I'm just going to create this ground thing here, and in this ground thing I'm just going to create a grid, and this grid will be just 2000. I think this is 20,000 by 20,000, and in its center, and it will be just transformed down in the y direction by 50 units. So this will just be for our refractions of the ocean, but I will turn off it by now, and you'll see what is the benefit of this ground when we just create the ocean shader. So I just want now to create our ocean waves that we are just going to render, and to do this I will just go to the ocean tab, and I'm just going to control click and create a large ocean. So now this creates sorry, this node is not yeah, I've created this node, and we are going to create it from scratch, I think. So yeah, it created these two nodes, ocean surface node and ocean interior. I don't need this ocean interior for this course. We are just going to create the interior of the ocean with this ground node. And here in the ocean surface, we just have the same ocean setup that we have seen with the small ocean, but just have a larger grid. This preview grid is 8,000 meters by 8,000 meters, and this is very large, and we have some point instancing Actually, this split node, we're not just going to we are not just going to use this, I think. This scatter node here is split by this by these two nodes. Okay, so if you just see or put a null here, okay, and a null here as well. If you see here, we have some points. Actually, here we have 100 points, and here we have 100 points with different patterns. So this split node just separate the two patterns of those scattered points. We have 2000, and they split them into 1000 point and 1000 point, and we use two ocean spectrums here. Actually, we can merge different ocean spectrums to have a compound waves. So yeah, you can just here see yeah, we have in this setup very small waves. So I can just increase this, and this wave instancing is set very large, and we can just increase the amplitude like this. So I've changed the look of the waves in the first ocean spectrum. We can change the look of the waves of the second spectrum. As you can see, you can just create a very big wave looking effect by the second spectrum, or a very small looking waves like this. And yeah, actually this gives you a very good control mechanisms. You can just put extra ocean spectrums with extra point instancing and extra point randomness, and you can just make an ocean spectrum very large and make the other small to have small wave details. Yeah, but for this course I have made my my ocean here, and if you enter here, it's the same thing here. Okay, it's the same thing. Oh, oops. We have our preview grid, but here we have two grids. I don't need those. I don't need this small grid. Yeah, we have this large grid, and we have these two spectrums. I've changed some parameters. I've made this first spectra. I've made this first spectrum with grid size of 57. Changed a lot of parameters here. Also, this one is a large grid size. You can see just those parameters in in the attached files, and you can create your ocean pattern. Actually, this is the ocean preview on our camera. The waves are not very high, and yeah, this is suitable for our scene. So I will just use this ocean source. So we need to apply these waves here, these waves to our mesh. Okay, this mesh. So to do this, we just need to extract the ocean spectrum and save it to our disk, and then use it in the ocean shaders that we are going to apply to our mesh. So to save this, we just add a ROP output node, and we just save only one frame. So just save the current frame. You need just to save only one frame ocean spectrum, and this is a very good benefit in the new ocean spectrum in Houdini. I think this was introduced in Houdini 17. In the previous versions, you had to extract the spectra for each frame, but now you just want one frame, and Houdini will apply the animation for every frame. Okay, so just render the current frame, save it to disk, and now let's the mission of this ocean source now is done. We have created just a pattern of waves that we could instance and display with this ocean preview. Then we will apply the spectra. The spectra just defines the ocean wave looking, and it can be applied to a shader that we apply to any object in order to create the ocean displacement and the ocean wave looking for this object. So we are just going to create the ocean shader from scratch. We are not going to use the ocean source or the ocean surface that the shelf created for us. So we are just going to delete these two volumes, ocean surface and ocean volume. Actually, I've created the ocean shader previously, but I will create it now from scratch. Okay. So the first thing, I will just create a material builder. Okay. And we are just going to build the shader in the next video, because the time of this video will just be very long if I've started creating it now. So this is for this video. Thank you for watching.